The book of Revelation introduces a mysterious number, 144,000. Who are these people? This enigmatic figure has captured the imagination of readers for centuries, standing out like a beacon in the midst of apocalyptic visions and prophetic symbols. The mention of 144,000 is not just a passing detail. It is a number that echoes through the pages of Scripture, inviting us to pause and wonder about its true significance. Is it a literal count or a symbol rich with meaning? Some have wondered if it refers to a select group chosen from among all humanity, while others see it as a powerful metaphor, representing completeness or spiritual wholeness. The question lingers. Is this number meant to be taken at face value, or does it point to something deeper, something that transcends simple arithmetic? For centuries, this number has sparked debate and curiosity, sometimes even anxiety among believers. Throughout history, theologians, scholars, and everyday people have wrestled with its meaning. Some have worried about being left out, fearing that only a tiny fraction will be counted worthy. Others have found comfort in the idea that God knows each of his people by name, that no one is forgotten or overlooked. The mystery of the 144,000 has inspired countless sermons, books, and discussions, each offering a different perspective on what it means to be counted among the faithful. But what if the point isn't to solve a riddle, but to receive a promise? What if the true message behind this number is not about exclusion or limitation, but about the certainty of God's care and the assurance of his promises? Instead of focusing on who is in or out, perhaps we are invited to see the 144,000 as a symbol of God's unwavering commitment to his people, a reminder that he preserves, protects, and cherishes those who trust in him. What if this number is less about exclusion and more about assurance? Imagine the comfort in knowing that God's love is not limited by numbers, that his grace extends far beyond what we can count or comprehend. The 144,000 may represent the fullness of God's people, drawn from every nation, tribe, and language. A community united not by their own merit, but by the faithfulness of the one who calls them. God isn't a cosmic scorekeeper. He doesn't tally up our worthiness or keep a ledger of our failures. Instead, he invites us into a relationship marked by grace, mercy, and belonging. The story of the 144,000 is not about a select few who have earned their place, but about a people who have been chosen, loved, and preserved by God's own hand. The purpose of this number is to draw us into a story of his faithfulness, a people preserved, belonging completely to him. It's a call to remember that no matter how uncertain the world may seem, God's promises remain unshakable. The 144,000 are a testament to his ability to keep and sustain his people, even in the midst of chaos and uncertainty. Let's explore what it means to be counted among those who follow the Lamb and discover the hope it offers us today. As we journey through this mystery, may we find reassurance in God's love and be inspired to live as people who are marked not by fear, but by faith, hope, and the assurance that we belong to him, now and forever. The Bible is a book of revelation, not confusion. From its very first pages to its final words, the Bible's purpose is to shine light into our lives, not to leave us wandering in darkness or uncertainty. It is a message meant to be understood, a guide for our journey, and a source of hope for every generation. God's desire is to reveal his love and plan, not to burden us with fear. Throughout history, God has reached out to humanity, inviting us into a relationship built on trust, not terror. He wants us to know that his intentions are always for our good, to give us a future and a hope, not to leave us anxious or afraid. The number 144,000 is a symbol, not a statistic. It's not a cold calculation or a limit on God's grace. Instead, it represents completeness, wholeness, and the vastness of God's family. It's a reminder that God's love is big enough to include all who trust in him, no matter where they come from or what they've been through. It's meant to comfort, not to scare. The message of Revelation is not a threat, but a promise. It's a declaration that God is in control, even when the world feels chaotic. It's a gentle assurance that in the end, love wins. John wrote Revelation to persecuted Christians who needed hope, not anxiety. These early believers faced hardship, uncertainty, and even danger for their faith. John's vision was a lifeline, a reminder that God saw their struggles and had not forgotten them. It was a message that even in the darkest times, God's light still shines. The vision of the 144,000 assured them, and us, that God marks his people for protection and promises them a place in his kingdom. This mark is not about exclusion, but about belonging. It's a sign that God knows each of us by name and holds us close, no matter what storms we face. Don't fear being left out. God's invitation is open to all. His arms are wide, and his heart is big enough for everyone. No one who seeks him with a sincere heart will ever be turned away. Embrace the comfort that God is gathering his people with care. Like a shepherd who knows every sheep by name, God is gently drawing us together, watching over us and leading us to safety. In his community, there is room for you, for your story, and for your questions. The Bible isn't a riddle to trip us up, but a story of God's relentless pursuit of you. Every page, every promise, every vision is an invitation to trust, to hope, and to find your place in God's unfolding story. You are seen, known, and secure in his hands. No matter your past or your fears, you're cherished. Let this message fill you with hope, not fear, as you walk forward in faith. Many think the 144,000 are perfect people, but that's not the gospel's message. Their blamelessness isn't earned, it's a gift, received through faith in Jesus, the only perfect one. They are forgiven, not flawless, their robes washed in the blood of the Lamb. Your past doesn't disqualify you. What matters is the direction of your heart. Are you following the Lamb? Let go of the pressure to be perfect. Focus on faith, not performance. The 144,000 are a testament to God's power to redeem ordinary, imperfect people. That invitation is open to everyone. Our world pulls us in every direction, tempting us to compromise our faith. The 144,000 are described as pure, not because of literal celibacy, but because of their undivided devotion to God. Their purity is about loyalty, refusing to bow to the idols of their culture. Today, idols have new names: success, comfort, self, but demand the same allegiance. Following their example means daily choosing faithfulness, guarding our hearts, and standing out for Christ. Purity isn't about legalism, but love, honoring Jesus with our choices. With God's help, we can remain faithful and pure-hearted, no matter the cultural currents. The 144,000 appear in Revelation 7 and 14, giving us a two-part picture. In chapter 7, they're sealed on earth during tribulation, a mark of God's ownership and protection. The number is symbolic: 12 tribes, 12,000 each, representing the complete people of God. In chapter 14, they stand victorious with the Lamb on Mount Zion, singing a new song only the redeemed can learn. They are called first fruits, the first and best, a promise of a greater harvest to come. Their journey is one of dedication and loyalty, following the Lamb through trial to triumph. This vision offers hope. Faithfulness leads to eternal worship at Christ's side. In a world obsessed with conformity, the 144,000 show the courage to stand alone for what's right. Their loyalty to the Lamb outweighed the pressure to blend in. As Archbishop Fulton Sheen said, "Right is right, even if nobody is doing it." Their standard was God's unchanging word, not cultural trends. Today, moral courage is needed more than ever, whether in school, work, or family. Standing for Christ may feel lonely, but you're never truly alone. The faithful stand together, and most importantly, with the Lamb. Your courage inspires others and brings glory to God. Many churches today find themselves in a state of complacency, having lost the fervor and zeal that once defined their mission. The passion that once fueled their purpose has been exchanged for the comfort of routine and tradition. This shift has left many congregations with empty pews and a sense of spiritual stagnation. The vibrant energy that once filled these sacred spaces has dimmed, leaving behind a quiet, almost somber atmosphere. It's a call to awaken from this slumber, to reignite the fire that once burned brightly within the hearts of believers. The book of Revelation presents a powerful vision of the 144,000, a symbolic number representing those who are sealed and set apart for a divine purpose. This vision serves as a wake-up call, a reminder that history is not a random series of events but is moving toward a divine climax. We are not mere spectators in this unfolding drama. We have a significant role to play. The urgency of this message cannot be overstated as it calls us to action, to live with intention and purpose. The sealing of God's people is an act of divine urgency, a profound reminder that our lives are woven into the fabric of God's redemptive plan. Each of us has a unique purpose, a calling that is part of a greater narrative. This divine sealing is not just a future event, but a present reality that calls us to live with a sense of mission and urgency. It challenges us to look beyond the mundane and to see our lives as part of a larger story. Without a sense of urgency, faith becomes shallow, losing its power to transform lives and communities. It becomes a mere ritual devoid of the passion and depth that once made it a force for change. The flickering candle and glowing embers symbolize the fading light of a faith that has lost its way. Yet, even in this dimness, there is hope. The solitary figure in contemplation represents the potential for renewal, the possibility of reigniting the flame of faith. The vision of the faithful standing victorious is a powerful reminder that this life is not all there is. It points to a future where faith is rewarded, where the struggles and challenges of this world give way to a greater reality. This vision inspires us to persevere, to hold fast to our faith even in the face of adversity. It calls us to stand together, united in purpose and mission, as we journey toward this promised victory. Let us return to a faith that is deep, passionate, and mission-driven. A faith that is not content with the status quo, but is sold out for the Lamb. This is a call to action, to rekindle the passion that once defined our faith communities. It is an invitation to embrace a vibrant, dynamic faith that is alive and active, a faith that transforms lives and impacts the world. Let the example of those who have gone before us ignite a fresh fire in our hearts and churches. As the embers are gently blown upon to reignite the flame, so too can our faith be rekindled. The match lighting a candle in the darkness symbolizes the power of a single act of faith to illuminate the world. Let us gather together, inspired and joyful, ready to embrace the call to urgency and to live out our faith with renewed passion and purpose. How do we live like the 144,000 today? Revelation gives us a roadmap. First, pursue purity. Guard your heart from idols and keep your worship undivided. Second, live a life of worship. Let gratitude and praise shape your perspective, even in trials. Third, commit to truth. Let your words and actions match, living with integrity in a world of compromise. Finally, follow the Lamb wherever he leads, surrendering your plans and trusting his path, no matter the cost. Sometimes the path is easy, sometimes hard, but our call is to follow. This is a life of purpose, courage, and devotion. Say yes to wherever he leads. The mystery of the 144,000 isn't meant to exclude, but to inspire. They are a portrait of what God can do with ordinary people who give him their whole hearts. After seeing this group, John sees a countless multitude from every nation, proof that God's invitation is global. The real question, will you answer the call to be one of the faithful? God invites you to be sealed by his Spirit, to turn from idols and to follow the Lamb. You don't have to be perfect, just willing to say yes to Jesus. Choose purity, truth, worship, and faithfulness. The invitation is for you. How will you respond?